you so much, everyone, for your patience.
Thanks so much, Kate. And yeah, I'd like to officially welcome you to the Eastern Community Connect Annual General Meeting for 2020 to 2021. Thank you so much all for being here, for bearing with us as we work all out the technicalities. To start with an acknowledgement of country. Southeastern Connect acknowledges the Gadigal and Bidjigal people as the traditional custodians of the land and water on which we rely. We celebrate First Nations peoples' continuing cultural and spiritual connections to our nation, and recognise the significance of First Nations voices and cultures. We acknowledge the ongoing leadership role of the Indigenous community and that the First Nations people are best placed to determine a culturally appropriate path for support within our communities. We are committed to working with and supporting First Nations people and strive to support and acknowledge their knowledge and tradition. We are focused on implementing best practice policies and procedures which are ingrained in our organisational culture. We aim to develop a collaborative planning and working model to meet the needs of Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander peoples. So attendances have been documented and no apologies have been received. So by now you should have your annual report, and that contains a lot of data relating to what we've achieved over the last year. So just to give you a little bit of a preview of that, you can see there that, with the 7.9 million people living in New South Wales, there's a reasonably high number of people that are born overseas and slightly less high number of people that speak a language other than English at home. And in terms of where SECC fits into that, in terms of the makeup of our clients, 49% of New South Wales residents living within the LGAs that we support, were born overseas, and 44% speak a language other than English at home. So that's 18% higher than the state average. So, so quite significant. But you can have a look at that data in your own time in the annual report. It's really encouraging to see that about 93.1% of the people that we surveyed via SCORE have seen a positive change in their circumstances since their time with SECC. So that's something to celebrate. And as you can see on the left, there's a large number of people that are aged 0 to 4 that we support at the hub, and a very large number of people aged 80 to 84. So it's across the whole spectrum. So we're going to confirm the minutes now. So can I please have someone to move and second the minutes? Just with a show of hands, and just a reminder that only members can vote in this context.
Alison, I'm happy to move the minutes.
Yep. Okay, I'd like to confirm that the minutes have been approved unanimously. There is no business outstanding from the previous minutes. So now we're going to move on to the presentation of reports. And I'd like to welcome Ian Gray to give us the chairperson's report. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Alison. I'm going to keep it really brief. It is an excellent written report, and if people want to read it over in their own time, at their own leisure, I'm very happy if you do so. It's not formulaic like everything in SECC. It's been written for the circumstances we live in. But this is the gist of what it says. If you don't want to read the whole thing, first of all, it thanks our staff. I have to say our staff have had a bastard of a year, and that's on top of what was pretty lousy year before that. But really, they have stepped up. They've covered for each other. We've had to redeploy people into other work. They've had to really alter the way they deliver their services. And they've gone about that in a really professional, controlled and disciplined way, as best you can when you get like 2 days notice of a shutdown or something like that. And there's a very strong sense of we're probably going to come out even more mutually supportive out of this among our staff than we were before. Not that there was major problems before, but I think they're even better now. Our managers have coped hugely well and supported one another and supported our CEO. And Kate, as CEO, has led the organisation magnificently through the entire period. These things don't just happen. They happen because we've got the right people and we send the right messages and we do the right things, and people recognise that and they respond to it. So I'm enormously pleased. We've also used what was a disastrous, messy period to actually tidy up some things that needed to be tidied up, boring things like reviewing our policies and procedures, starting a project to get our customer relations management IT system up to scratch for our next phase of growth, appointing new support staff in the finance and the HR areas, getting ourselves ready for what we know will be the growth spurt, both probably within each line of business, and also we may expand physically into different work locations when we come out of COVID, which we're starting to do now. So that's the summary if you don't want to read it. It's been, ironically, it's been a really good year for the organisation. It's coped marvellously well. It's in tremendously good shape to turn into whatever lies in front of it. And I'm just enormously proud of everyone in the staff and everything they have done and the management, the way they've led it. We're still very customer focused, of course, and so we're looking forward to restoring services back to our customer base where we've had to temporarily drop them. And we've got ideas about improving them all as well, which is a really positive thing. So I think we're just waiting to see what the next 6 months gives us, and we're hoping, having done all the work through all the difficulty, we're hoping it'll be a really good 6 months and we'll be back better than ever. So thank you, Alison, for the opportunity to give a summarised version rather quickly of what my part of the annual report was all about.
Thank you so much, Ian. And yes, it's been a topsy-turvy year, but lots to be celebrating. So thank you for all your support. And I'd like to hand over to Ken Butterfield now to present us with the Treasurer's report and financial statements. Thank you.
Thank you, Alison. Can everyone hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. And thank you, Ian, for your chairmanship over the last year. My report, like Ian's, is included in the annual report. My report's included in the annual report along with the audited financial statements. So please feel free to take a read of those at your leisure. I'll just mention a couple of points briefly. Our income for the year was strong. We had a surplus of approximately $300,000 for the year, and that compared to $3,000 the year before. So quite a strong performance. Boosted by home care package revenue, which was tripled for the year compared to the previous period. So amazing outcome there. At the end of the financial year, we had a very strong position in our balance sheet. We had net assets of $1.2 million, and that compared with $900,000 the previous year. So a very good year all round. Finally, I'd just like to thank Kate, John, the financial controller, and the full management team for their achievements in what was a very challenging year. And I recommend the financial reports to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Can I just say, can we have someone to move and accept the financial reports, please?
Yes.
Thanks, Sonia and Denise.
Okay, yes. That's been approved unanimously, so thank you. All right, I'd like to now hand over to our CEO, Kate Melhop, to present her report. Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Alison. Look, like everybody else, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to our members and to our team. As everyone's acknowledged, the last 18 months, it really hasn't been 12, but 18 months has been difficult, not only for the team, but the broader community in which we engage with. Our focus, as you know, is on building stronger communities, and our focus over the last 18 months is to establish stronger connections with the community, because we've acknowledged that it's been a difficult time. A lot of people have been impacted by COVID, financially, emotionally, and we've wanted to be the name at the forefront of their minds when they've thought about who can provide support, who can we turn to in our time of need. In the last 12 months, as mentioned by Ian, we've had an opportunity to look internally upon ourselves, and we've worked upon strengthening our pillars to better support you. Included in this has been updating our strategic plan so we remain true to our mission, vision and values, creating culturally safe venues for community members, undertaking diversity training to ensure we engage in inclusive practice, and updating our policies and procedures to embed these practices. I'm not going to elaborate about my report. I think the whole report speaks for itself, and I would ask that you take the time to review what we've included within the report. I think what you will see will impress you. It impressed I was very impressed when I read it, but at the same time, I just want to acknowledge it's very much reflective of the work that is carried out within the organisation, the care, the passion and the dedication of the team, and it also mirrors the influence and support that we've received from the board over the last 12 months. So I want to thank everyone who's been engaged in our successes, and if we've had failures, there have been opportunities to learn from them, and we have, and those learnings will be carried through into the coming year. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kate. I'd like to move that all reports be accepted.
Move that.
That's carried unanimously. Thank you. So I'd now like to introduce our returning officer, Michael Leader, to go through the next part of the meeting.
All right. Yes, my name is Michael Leader. I'm the returning officer this year. Nice to meet you all. So just want to say thank you to the board for your guidance throughout the last year, 2020 to 21. There are currently 7 board positions and 5 vacancies this year. So I declare all the positions of the Board of Directors of South Eastern Community Connect to be vacant, with the exception of the positions held by Sonia Fenton and Ken Butterfield. So firstly, in accordance with clause 10.2b, number 2 of the Constitution, the following board members require re-election. That's Ian Gray and Denise Wasley. In accordance with clause 10.2c of the Constitution, the following board members require re-election. That's Tracy Sigler and Kathy Forrest. And in accordance with clause 10.3b of the Constitution, persons can nominate for election Danielle Wallace. So as the number of nominations received equates to the number of vacant board positions, all the nominees are declared duly elected unopposed. So the full board is Ken Butterfield, Sonia Fenton, Kathy Forrest, Ian Gray, Tracy Sigler, Denise Wasley, and Danielle Wallace. And apologies if I got any of those names incorrect in the way I pronounce them. Office bearers will be appointed by consensus from among the directors at the first meeting following the annual general meeting. Next, we need to look at the proposal for the auditor, and that is Meager, Howard and Wright. All those in favour, please show your hand for the auditor to be Meager, Howard and Wright. All right, I declare the motion. Sorry? Oh, okay. I declare the motion carried. And then the proposed public officer is Kate Melholt. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Okay, and I declare that motion carried. So that's all from me. On with the meeting.
Thank you, returning officer. So that's been carried unanimously from the floor. So I would now like to hand over to Sue Ahanian as our volunteer manager to announce the Maisie Foster Award winner for 2021. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Alison. Can you all hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, thank you. I have a little spiel here, but it gives me great pleasure to say that the winner of a Maisie Foster Award this year is David Tuvey.
Done, David.
David joined SECC in November 2018 as a volunteer produce packer. In 2020, he also started to help us with the Oz Harvest deliveries, and this year added the community pantry to his list of roles. David's willingness to help and his caring and compassionate nature have endeared him to staff and volunteers alike. Nothing is too much for David, and he is always so generous with his time. His role in the community pantry involves assisting clients with their pantry needs, and David's calm, polite, and helpful manner is well suited to the job. David is an integral member of the SECC volunteer team, and we are so grateful for his help. We would like to recognise this by awarding him this year's Maisie Foster Award. Congratulations, David.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Would you like to say something, David? Can they see you? You come here, David.
Yes, thank you.
If you want to.
Okay, for sure. Thank you. I'm very honoured to accept this award. Oh, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I mean, I've been working for SECC for about as a volunteer for about 3 years now, and it's just an amazing place to work, and I'm just so proud to work for SECC, for this organisation. And yeah, just like to thank everyone. Thanks. The 3 years I've been here, I've seen the organisation grow, and it's just so remarkable. All the effort everyone's been putting in and all. Yeah. Well, when I first joined Southeast Community Connect, I'd lost my job 6 months prior, and I found it difficult to find a job, and so I thought, well, maybe I might give volunteering a go, and that might help me in further employment elsewhere. And the main reason was just for looking for some extra skills and that. But now 3 years later, it's a completely different story for me, and it's just all the people I've met, and I've made so many friends here and all, and yeah, and it's just and also helping out all the needy people and people in need, and yeah, I'd just like to say thank you, everyone. That's it.
Thanks, David. We've appreciated all your support over the last few years, and particularly your readiness to come back and help us with the pantry due to the high demand. It's been a major support to know that we can turn to you and that you've been available so often when we've made our call for help.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, thank you so much, David. So unless there are any other matters we need to attend to, I'd like to declare the business part of the meeting closed. Thank you so much for everyone who's been able to attend today. It means a lot to us. So thank you very much.
Thank you for running it, Alison.
Yeah, thanks all. Very smooth.
Thanks, Alison, and thank you, everyone. Big thanks to the team. It's been an amazing year, and I'm so grateful to share the journey with you all.